If you own rental properties, then you are an entrepreneur. And if you have any desire to actually make it as an entrepreneur, then you must have your personal finances in order. If you go look up any of the stories of any of the successful entrepreneurs, there's all these stories about they lived on their brother's couch for 6 months, or they lived in someone's garage behind the house, or their wife had to get 2 extra jobs because of how long it was taking for you to make any money, or vice versa. You'll see all these stories that show how hard it can be to be an entrepreneur. And owning rental properties, you are an entrepreneur. But one thing that gets missed in all of this is not just the hardship, but specifically the personal finances of the entrepreneur. You're not going to make it if you are living way above your means. You need to be able to cover the costs of the business that you're starting. If you're a business owner and you make $100,000, or your wife makes $100,000, or your husband makes $100,000, you better be living off of a hell of a lot less than $100,000, because when you run out of inventory or you need to renovate an apartment or whatever your business is, you're gonna have to come up with a shortfall yourself. And that is the case for any small business owner. So here is a very important lesson for anyone who wants to make it as an entrepreneur, including, like myself, a real estate investor. You need to understand that personal debt and business debt are not the same things. There are countless circumstances where business debt is justified and sometimes even mandatory, but there's almost no circumstance where personal debt is ever justified from a financial standpoint, okay? So think about this. If you see that a person is going on a trip to Napa instead of painting their rental property or something like that, that's fine. But when I see that, it is crystal clear to me that that person is making a very, well, if they're not doing it consciously, I certainly see it this way. If a person is deciding to do something because they just want to go spend the week out on a boat or something like that, meanwhile there's something that their business needs, they're making a decision that their present time comfort is more important than their long-term success and happiness. So what does that actually mean? It means that if you are going to make it as an entrepreneur, you're going to have to make some tough decisions. You may not get a new car this year. You may not be able to go on that vacation. And then later down the road, when people are jealous of you and all of the things you have, you'll be able to just smile because you know all of the sacrifices that you made when they were off having fun. This is a very important thing that anyone who wants to be a successful entrepreneur, and especially if you want rental properties, you're gonna need to not live outside of your means, okay? If you make $100,000, you better not be spending more than $70,000 or $80,000. If you make $200,000, you better not be spending more than $130,000 or something like that. This is one of the easiest things that you can do to be a successful entrepreneur or owner of rental properties is do not spend all of your money. Do not go into personal debt.